Listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on product research, vision. My name is Tracy Payton. I will be walking you through this portion of the training. We have a few people on, so thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join us. There's a few new updates that we have in the product research area that are pretty exciting, so we'll go through some of those today. So they're very new, just a couple days old. So very good at helping you narrow down your search and making it a lot more quicker and efficient for you. So to begin with, when you log into your Trade-Only Vision, you're going to come to your dashboard. This is your home page. It's going to give you a snapshot of what's going on your vision. Up at the top, you have a toolbar, starting with the house icon that will take you to the dashboard. This toolbar appears on every page within Vision up at the top. So if you do get lost, you can always navigate by the toolbar. So if you click on the house, you're going to come to the dashboard. If you see next to the house, we have products. This is where you can enter into product research if you click on Overview, or you can see just the products that you have entered into your Vision system. And this is also where you would add a product. So if there's a product not within Vision, you can go in here, and we'll cover that in just a few minutes of how you would add a product. Also, you have projects that you're working on. You can see an overview of all the projects that you've been working on, as well as narrow that down by just quotes, sales orders, purchase orders, invoices. And you can create a new project by clicking on New Project. Contacts is going to be your customer relationship management area within Vision. This is where you'd have all your customers and suppliers, and you can enter a new customer by just clicking on New Contact, as well as you can import customers. And we have a webinar just on customer relationship management that covers how to enter your customers, how to import your customers. So please join us for that webinar. It's posted on the website as well. You also have a reporting feature, and that's also covered in another webinar, but it gives you some basic information on how to run reports within your Vision system and websites. Today, like I mentioned, our webinar will be covering product research. When you come into your Vision, you have this toolbar across the top, but you also have some additional windows. You have a featured product window, which is going to show you all the new and noteworthy products that we have by the sun up here in the left-hand corner. You'll also see some that have special offers. They'll be shown by a red tag in the left corner. And top sellers, those are also indicated by a little dollar sign, a little green dollar sign in the top left corner. So here's where you'd have the featured products. Here's a search product, so if you know exactly what you're looking for, you can type quickly in a keyword or a product title, as well as a supplier reference, and you can search by just clicking on search, and that will take you into the product research area as well. You also have a list of the 5 projects that you're working on, or the latest 5 projects that you've been working on. So you'll see those on your dashboard as well. And down at the bottom, you have 3 windows. One gives you an idea of how you're performing, so what you did last month, this month, and how you're doing for the year. It looks at sales orders and invoices, and next to that you have quick stats. Will give you an idea of what quotes you have pending, what you need to require follow-up on, as well as sales orders and purchase orders. So it gives you a good idea as to what you need to do for the day, what you need to follow up on, who you need to call, meet with, and you can see that within your task area as well. So this will pull from your calendar within Vision, and I'll show you how to do a calendar entry at the end of this product research webinar. So that is the dashboard. As I mentioned, there's 3 areas in where you can go into how to research a product, or the research portal. You can go up here to products and click on overview. You can go to your featured products window and click more, or you can come over here and search product by just entering a keyword. I like to use the toolbar across the top, so I'm going to go to products and go into Overview. As I mentioned before, the products are categorized. Here you have the new and noteworthy with the sun, the special offers, and your top sellers. You can apply a logo or a customer logo to any of the products within the product research area. You just go into My Logos, and you can select your customer logo. And it'll apply that logo to all products. So as you're doing product research, you can get an idea of what that customer logo is going to look like on the product. When I begin my product research, I want to start here on the left-hand side. In the search box, we have the first thing I want to enter is the keyword or product title. So if I know what I'm looking for, if I'm looking for an Ace Polo shirt, I can hit Ace Polo and click on search, and it's going to pull up those shirts for me. The neat feature that we've added, I will show you right now, is how you want your products to be displayed. There's a couple of variations in which you can choose and how you want to set up your vision. So right here you can go up to this little list button. If I click on this, it's going to display the products over here, the image to the left with product details to the right. If I click on the For window, it's going to give me 2 products per row. So you still see some of the information to the right-hand side. And if I hover over it, I can see a larger image to my left. I can choose to turn that on and off. So if I didn't want that larger image, I could just click on this button. So when I hover over it, it doesn't allow that image to pull up. I particularly like that, so I'm going to turn that feature on. And then the last button is just a basic image of the product without any detail. Again, though, if you hover it and you have that image button on, it'll produce a larger image for you to look at, as well as give you some details. It's a really nice feature. I prefer to have my vision set up to display the 2 next to each other, just like this. So if I'm hovering over the product that I like, I have 2 options. I have a clipboard and I have a details. If I click on the detail button, it's going to give me a lot more information on this product. On the right-hand side, it will give me sizes, colors, lead times, product code, supplier's product code, a description. So all the basic information that I would need to know is going to be on the right-hand side that relates to the product. In the middle of the screen, you're going to have pricing. So you're going to have the cost price, the sales price, and the suggested margin. So you can scroll down and see. You also have some additional costs that are mentioned. The next day, the Saturday AM delivery. These costs will be transferred into your pricing code. So when you're doing a quotation, all this pricing will automatically be updated within your pricing grid. So you don't have to rekey any of that additional information, which saves you time. It's a really nice feature. So if I like this product and I want to offer that as an idea to my customer, I go ahead and just click on Add Product, and I will add it to my clipboard. When you're doing product research within Vision, the clipboard is kind of your idea center. So this is where you would do product research, and as you're looking through your products and you're finding products that you think that your customer might be interested in, you would go ahead and select those products and add them to your clipboard. You can add as many items as you like to your clipboard, and when you go back in to create that project, I'll show you how you would select those items. So to summarize, so far we've looked at doing just a keyword search for a product, such as Ace Polo. We've pulled up the product description. We've added that product to our clipboard. So let's do another search. I want to search clock. Gives me some ideas as to how I want to narrow that search down. I can have a glass clock, rocker alarm clocks. Just gives me some additional information or areas on how I can narrow that search down. So I'm not going through 200 clocks. If I just search clock, it's going to pull up those that fit that criteria. And here we have the variety of clocks. Again, I've selected to do 2 per page, and I like this layout. So again, I have this clock. Gives me some basic product details. We saw that if you click on details, it's going to give us additional pricing and all that information for that clock. What's unique about this clock, and I like to show it because it has an imprint, pad imprint, and it offers it all the way up to 4 colors. So you have all this additional information that it will automatically update your pricing grid. So when you select a 3-print pad, a pad print of 3 colors, it's going to pull that cost into your pricing grid and do all that calculation for you. So again, if you like this clock, you can go ahead and add the product to your clipboard. I want to do one more search for you. If I do mugs, I just did steel mugs. It's going to pull up all the stainless steel mugs that fit in my search. That could be quite a few. So if I come down here in the lower left, I can filter using different categories. Main category, I can filter by color, by lead time, by price, country of origin. So if you have such an item such as a mug and you want to drill down even further, you can use these additional filters to the left to help you get a more narrow search. Let me show you, if I just did a general mug search, you can see up here that I have 8 categories of mugs. If I click on this, it's going to give me all the different categories mugs will appear in. So I can see that I can search ceramic mugs, china mugs, mug sets, all the way down to travel mugs. So if I wanted to, I could just do ceramic mugs and click on this, and it'll show me all those products in that category. That's another way that you can use to filter your search. I'm going to go here and add, I can see the product details by just hovering over the product. I could click on details, but I know I like this, so I'm just going to immediately have that option to add it to my clipboard. So those are a few ways in which you can search for product within your Vision system. Again, you have these options of how you want your product research to be displayed. And as you find products that you like, you can click on details to see further details on that product, and you can add those products to your clipboard. Again, your clipboard is your idea center where you can pick as many ideas or products that you like and add them to the clipboard, and from the clipboard you can create your project for your customer. If I head up here to the clipboard, I have 22 items. If I scroll down, you'll see all the various items I've done for other research, other customers. So in order to exclude an item off my clipboard, if I know I do not want to use it, I can just go ahead and click on the X, and it will take those items off my clipboard. These were done from a last search, so I can go ahead and exclude those items. But for this particular project, I wanted to include the mug, the clock, and this Ace Polo shirt. I select what I'd like to include in my project for my customer and make sure it says New Project. If I click Go, it's going to start creating a new project based on the product research that I have done. Because this webinar is on product research, I'm going to go ahead and stop here at the project, because the creation of the project will be covered in the webinar on Order Management 1. If there's any questions, I can go ahead and take those at this time. I'm going to go up here and look and see if we have any questions. Well, let me drag this out a little bit. Okay, we have how do we determine where the logo will go or appear on the product? We, just for virtual sampling purposes, we have a team that sits there and does bonding, and usually we just put the logo, if it's an apparel, we put it on the chest. I believe it's the left chest. On the clock, and we just put it, where below the clock face. So we do have a team that sits there and kind of puts where they feel the logo fits best on that product. However, when you are actually taking a order for a customer and you're filling out your quote or your sales order for them, there are imprint descriptions and details where you would be more specific in exactly where you want your logo to be applied to that product. So if it's apparel, you can definitely indicate in those notes, if it was being embroidered, where you wanted that to be embroidered. So if you wanted it on the, the back under the collar, you could do that. You would just make sure that you note that in those notes on the imprint method notes. We will continue to add new vendors to our system. We have quite a few. We have the big ones. However, as I mentioned, if there is a vendor that is not in your Vision system or a product, you can come in to Products and add a product. And you can go through these 5 steps. Make sure that you filled out the required fields. So if you go ahead and Google or go out on the web and find the product that you want to enter into your Vision system, you go through the various steps, fill out all the information, so you'll have detailed information as to what it is in the description as well as the code. Then you can come all the way through, select your colors and sizes. So if you want to add a color, you just click on Add. They'll give you a color option and a trim color, and you can just keep adding colors. As well as if you want to select sizes, you can click on Tops and click on the sizes that you want that pertain to that product you're adding. And you work your way through, so you can do customization. You have pricing. This is where you would put what the cost of the item is and what the sale price of it is, and you can adjust your margin here for that particular product. As well as if you click on images, you can upload an image just by using the browse, find that image, and then upload it. And once you hit save, it will upload that product within your Vision system. So if I head back to My Products, if I go into the research area, My Products, it's going to show me products that I've entered. A lot of these are test products that we've entered, but you can choose to have an image or not. You could just have some of the data. So if you weren't able to do that. So then if you want to just search the products that you've entered into your Vision system, you can do so. So if we do not have that vendor or that product, you completely have that option to add that product, as well as you can add suppliers into your system as well. Let me pull up another question. I saw someone was having problems with the audio and they missed the apparel area. So I apologize for that. Basically, the product research is done the same. You can enter the keyword for that apparel item, or you can just search apparel and narrow it down by a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. So the same thing as far as how you do the research, it's the same for apparel versus a clock or a pin. How do you log in to Vision, your Vision account? You'll be given a user ID. Many of you might already be on a 30-day trial, but our support at Trade Only will email you your information. It's usually your email address and a password, and then you can go in and reset that password, and that'll get you into your Vision system. Again, if you have any problems or any additional questions, you can definitely contact us at support@Trade Only. I have a lot of questions on decoration, of how to decorate an item, such as embroidery. I'm going to just take a moment really quick. It's not really the product research area, but because there are several of you interested in that item or that area, I'll show you quickly how we would account for that embroidery or that decoration. So here I would go ahead and I'm going to pull up an existing quote that I've done. Okay, so when you're creating a project, you're basically the first step. You can choose to create a quote or go straight to a sales order if you know exactly what that customer wants. In this situation, I'm pulling up a quote. So ideally, after you've done your product research, you've added the products you like to your clipboard, and those are what you want to present to the customer. You would then create a quote using those products from your clipboard. This is the Build a Quote screen. And I'm going to show you quickly how you would deal with an apparel. Let's see if I have an apparel item on here. No, but I will go and I will add apparel item to this. Ace Polo. I'm going to add it to the current quote that I'm in. Okay, should have added that to my quote. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you handle decoration. When you have your apparel item, you're going to go ahead and quickly edit the product. When you edit product, you have two areas in which you can edit. Your general description, color, and size area. So you can go ahead and choose to change the description area, but you can also select colors that you want to quote. You just want the stone option, and you can check sizes, so you just want mediums. In step 2 is where you would deal with all the decoration. So we're going to click on to step 2. Here, because we have a apparel item, you're generally going to just get an imprint of general. But you can define that you want maybe embroidery, and you want to embroider that and maybe tell exactly where you want that embroidery to go. So up here you have some options in your pricing grid. You have decoration, setup, shipping, and miscellaneous. If you click on decoration, it's going to add a line item to your pricing grid for decoration. And right here it says decoration. If you knew it was to be embroidery, you could change that to be more specific and type embroidery. This is where you would show how much that sale price for embroidery would be, as well as you would then select the supplier that's going to be doing the embroidery. I'm just selecting a supplier. They may not actually do embroidery, but so it's going to download my supplier to do that embroidery. This is the sale price grid, so I need to do the same in the base price. So if I click on base, it's also got that embroidery. So I think I said it was $4 for a sale, so we'll just click on this and change it to $2.50 is going to be the cost, the base cost. So then you've accounted for the embroidery in the pricing. And over here, if you want to say that you just want a red logo, red and black. So it tells you exactly what are those colors. And this is where you would enter the details that, front, left, chest. I mean, you can be as specific as you want here. By doing this, what this is going to allow you to do is, if I save this, in the order process, what this will allow is it's going to raise a PO for your embroiderer. So if it's not actually being done by the supplier that's supplying the shirts, it's going to raise a separate PO. So the system will tell it that, yes, Cutter & Buck needs to supply X amount of Ace polos, but then they need to supply those to the embroiderer, and then the embroiderer needs to do their embroidery work, and then it needs to be sent to the customer. So the system, by selecting that decoration cost and adding the correct information in there, you've now dealt with that decoration item, and it will be handled properly versus the customer receiving a bunch of Ace polos from Cutter & Buck not embroidered. So hopefully that answers the embroidery question. I know we went off of product research, but I addressed it because there were probably 4 of the 6 people online wanting to know about that. I'm going to go ahead and come back to the dashboard. So that basically concludes the Vision Product Research webinar for today. Thank you very much for your time and patience going through this webinar. I hope you learned about product research as well as got excited about some of the new features that we've added within our program. If you have any questions, please let us know at support@tradeonly.com. Thank you very much.